So I had a little wow moment this week, and it came from a vacuum cleaner. My friend Tina stopped by the rental property we're staying at currently here in Cape Coral and brought her Rainbow whole house air freshener, purifier / vacuum cleaner, and then a smaller Rainbow Air Purifier to give to me. Now this took me way back. I can still remember my grandmother using one of these when I was little, and also remember my aunts having them too. At the same time, I really didn't understand what made this vacuum cleaner so special. I just thought it was a brown vacuum cleaner you put water in, and it was just like any other cleaner. But now that I've actually used one as an adult, I totally get why they loved it so much. Tina gave me a full demo and let me try it out, and oh my goodness, the amount of dirt and dust that came out of the furniture and rugs was disgusting. I mean, I knew a rental property wasn't going to be super clean, but I didn't know just how dirty it really was. So what really stood out to me though is how it just purifies the air at the same time, and that is huge for us because my husband Eric struggles with terrible allergies and sinus issues. Unlike regular vacuums, so that blow dust and allergens back in the air, and you know what I mean when you turn your vacuum on and you smell that dirt, the Rainbow traps it all in the water. Once it's in there, it's stuck. And the suction stays strong the entire time, no matter how much it picks up. Plus, it leaves the house smelling so fresh. You can even add essential oils in the water to, give it a cleaner smell and aromatherapy all in one. Honestly, now I understand why my Grandma Wilson loved her Rainbow. It's not just a vacuum, it's a whole house game changer. Keep watching and Tina will show you exactly what the Rainbow can do for your home too.
Triethylene glycol, and it's going to kill the toxins that you're allergic to. So a lot of times when you walk into a hotel, it's the mold or mildew.
Yeah.
And instantly you get that sinus drippage because your sinuses just alerted you that you're allergic to something in there, and that's what causes the sinus drippage.
Sure.
This right here kills those toxins.
Yeah.
Now, it also keeps the water sanitized, so 3 days down the road, this is not slimy and grody.
I was wondering about that.
This is triethylene glycol, and it just is to disinfect, deodorize. It kills any airborne germs, viruses, bacteria, black mold. So I tell people to take this or our big one and put it near your intake vent, and just put this in there and let it run through the AC system. Because you can get a little bit of dust that gets stuck on a little piece of metal or something, and now more dust is just going to keep attracting, and because of our humidity, now you can get black mold. So every time your AC kicks on, you're putting toxins in the air. And if you have an allergy to it,
Which most people do.
That allergy, okay? So this is just triethylene glycol. During COVID, they deemed it necessary because it kills airborne germs, viruses, bacteria. If somebody in your house comes in and coughs or sneezes, you don't have to worry about catching the germs because this is killing anything that's in the air. So if you have a gathering, turn it on. If you go on a showing, put it in a house.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to kill the air.
Or an open
Give it
house.
in Christmas.
They say us moving around our house, we inhale the equivalent of smoking 4 cigarettes a day. And people say, why? How? Okay. So, Eric, is that right? Okay, up for a second because I want to show you what you're sitting on.
Okay. Oh yeah, nasty.
Thank God you're wearing
It's a rental property. It's
shorts.
nasty.
Okay, so, is this? All right.
Bit
You
of
see the
dust.
little dust particles that are floating around?
Yeah.
Now, nobody really sits here, but look at the dust storm of dead skin. Okay, so look underneath the light. and you'll see tons of dead skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, because it's a flat surface, look at the tons of dead skin. So you see what goes up in the air. Another one, a lot of people have these automatic Roomba vacuum cleaners that run through the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they make you feel warm and fuzzy because they run for 4, 5, 6 hours. So you think you got 4, 5, 6 hours of cleaning. But I'm going to show you a little bit about filters, because the whole time they're running, they take the dirt off our floor and they blow it up about 3 to 4 feet in the air. And when it gets about this high, your AC filter sucks it up. So now we suck it up. And if you have that sucker running every day, you're creating a dust storm every day inside your house, where normally you vacuum once a week.
Right.
So you only stir that crap up once a week.
Sure.
And you'll find that people with allergies only have a bad day or 2 days because they stirred it up on Saturday. They'll suffer Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, the stuff is settled. But if you have a Roomba running all the time, it's constantly just stirring that junk up into the air that you're sucking in. Now, in 1 ounce of dirt, which anybody that goes through and vacuums a house or sweeps a house gets 1 ounce of dirt. 1 ounce of dirt, there's 99 million to 11 billion particles of bacteria that you blow up into the air that you all are breathing. Okay, and when you vacuum on Monday, come Tuesday or Wednesday, you walk around going, "What the hell? I just cleaned."
Yeah.
This house is a dusty house. People don't think about what we're vacuuming with because we think a vacuum cleaner is made to pick up dirt.
Yeah.
I never knew the difference between an air purifier and an air cleaner.
Sure.
Because 99% of the stuff you buy on the market today are air purifiers. Now, air purifiers have no rating with the CDC or the EPA, which means you and I could come up with a great idea and we could market it, and it does whatever we say it does. Because it's an air purifier, it has no regulations or rules that it has to meet. It's just an air purifier, okay? So people don't realize what a purifier does for what an air cleaner does. According to Ohio State University, they talk about the application of vacuuming as a dust control measure, that it's inefficient, that if you wanted to clean your house properly, you'd put it in a liquid medium, such as water, because once the dust goes into the water, it's never going to dry up and go back out
blow
into
back
the air
out.
that you're breathing. Okay? Quiet, but it's still circulating the air. The green stuff is in the water, so it's grabbing the junk out of the air, putting it in the water. While you're sleeping, or anytime you leave the house, or during the day if you're home, you can shove this into a bedroom, a den, whatever room you want to put it in, and you can turn it on a higher setting. So right now it's moving at 500 cubic feet of air. If your house is 3,000 square feet, it's going to move that air throughout your house and clean the whole house at least once every hour. So that when you open the front door and pollen and dust comes in, and pollen and dust is not going to land all over your house, the pollen and dust goes into water. Now, you could target and turn it on higher. So now it's moving 750. You can actually feel the air moving. If you look at it from this way, you'll actually see where the air has to come in. It's just sucking everything out. It puts it through the water. It has to go underneath the shield and through the water. So we're using water as a filter right now to grab any dust and dirt out of the air, puts it through that water and blows clean, fresh water washed air back out. There's one more setting, and that's 1,000. So it's moving 1,000. So if your house is 2,000 square foot, every half hour, it's going to clean all the air. Now, it does have a timer. You can put it on for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes. If you guys are going to go grocery shopping or go to church, be gone for a couple hours, you can it's running, like it is right now, all it's gonna do is take dirt and dust out of the air. It's gonna put the dirt and dust into water. The dust is gonna stick to the water and clean air comes back out. Now, most people, because the human eye can only see so much, looks just like dirty water. But when you put it on top, you'll see all kinds of junk floating across the top of your water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna clear up because it's just cloudy because I was stirring everything up. But it's gonna take all the dirt and dust out of your air and put everything into the water. So nothing goes back out into the air you're breathing. So if we cleaned our air and tomorrow was vacuuming day, you would take a vacuum cleaner out. When you turn a vacuum cleaner on, you can usually smell dust, or you smell dog, you smell something. So it pollutes the house instantly. When you watch TV, it says the Shark has more suction than any other vacuum, or the Dyson has more suction than any other vacuum. So people think that suction cleans our house. And suction does not clean our house. That's why when you buy a brand new vacuum cleaner, it works well. When you bring your vacuum cleaner home, the first couple times you vacuum, you're like, man, it sucks everything out of this house. But then within a couple months, you have to actually help your vacuum. You'll pick stuff up and stick it in the vacuum, and you wonder why. You know, because the sucker's only got one job, to pick up dirt, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna have you hold the harmonica, and I've got a little cloth here that I'm gonna hold. Vacuum cleaners all have filters, and air conditioners have filters, and this is a HEPA filter, and right now this is 10 layers of HEPA filter, all right? The normal vacuum cleaner or your AC filter has 20 to 40 layers of HEPA filter. The way a filter's supposed to work is the dust kind of goes like this through there, the air, and the dust gets stuck on the particles, and clean air is supposed to come back out. I'm gonna fold this in half and make it 20 layers of HEPA filter. You can't see me now, but same thing, the air is gonna go through, the dust is gonna get stuck there, and clean air is gonna come back out. As soon as your filter got dusty, you're done cleaning. So when you brought your vacuum cleaner home, there's filters, not just where the cup is, there's filters throughout it. As soon as you start cleaning, this clogs the filter. As soon as the filter's clogged, you're done cleaning, okay? So that's why your vacuum cleaner at first works, but then your vacuum cleaner doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because your filter is clogged. So you're going through the house and you guys put in all the time to vacuum and clean and sweep and mop, but you didn't get rid of the dirt because of the filter that you've been using.
I have a question.
Sure.
My grandmother bought a Rainbow many years ago. She's no longer with us, and my aunts had Rainbows. Is there anything new or different from the old Rainbows that long ago until today?
Oh yeah. Technology for one is totally different. So Rainbow keeps their patents for 20 years. So if you see a water machine, it's a 20-year-old Rainbow, because Rainbow is the only water vacuum air purifier. Now what Rainbow's done is they've made life super duper easy. Years ago, your grandmother had to undo these latches and pick this whole piece up.
Yep.
And it was heavy and
it was
awkward.
Brown and ugly.
Yes. Then she had to fill the water up, put it back in there, and try to get this mechanism to sit on there perfectly to do those latches. Because people have arthritis and stuff like that, years ago, the Rainbow, you had to squeeze the two buttons to put the hose in. Well, if you've got weak hands or rheumatoid arthritis, you can't squeeze those buttons. Now they've made it a magnet. So automatically, this will fasten in there with no buttons, no pushing. It just sits in here and it rocks backwards. So they've made this very user-friendly, and the Rainbow runs now all day, every day as a certified air cleaner. and then when you want to vacuum, you shove a hose in it and you vacuum the house.
Instead of it just being a
Instead
vacuum.
of it just being a vacuum that you use once a week for an hour or two, it runs all day, every day, because now they understand indoor air pollution is a real thing, and people need to be able to breathe clean air inside their house. So if your husband has allergies, we've let the Rainbow run now like 45 minutes, an hour. He should be able to feel the difference in his sinuses because we've removed the dust out of the air. Because the whole time it's running, it's cleaning your air. So I tell people to turn it on, let it run 24/7, because you're just going to filter that dust out of the air all day, every day.
Especially if you have
Allergies,
in your
sinuses, and little kids.
Family.
I tell people all the time, you've seen the pads that we pulled.
Yeah.
How much would I have to pay you to set your baby on that floor? Because you know the baby's crawling and doing a nosedive, the pacifier's going to fall out. Look what we pulled out of that floor.
Yeah.
Kids don't learn how to walk on tile. They learn how to walk on carpet. So you see people with babies put big rugs out on this tile because we don't want them to bust a head or bust their teeth out.
Yeah.
Now their playground is a dirt pile unless you know how to get dirt out of your house. This is the only way you can get the dirt out your house, because you're going to put it in water. The dust sticks to the water, clean air comes back out.
When you fill your water, Rainbow up, getting ready just to vacuum, should you be using the disinfectant in there at the same time so it's disinfecting while you're vacuuming, or do you recommend just using that as an air purifier while you're running it like that?
Okay, so I do both, because my mother-in-law lived with us for a while. She loved the smell of gardenia. So I would put a little bit of the disinfectant and the gardenia in there, because then the whole house smells. Now, some people won't clean with the disinfectant, but as soon as they're done, they put fresh water in, put disinfectant in the water and turn it on high and let it run for 15-20 minutes, because it'll spray the disinfectant all the way through the house.
Okay.
So it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You can put the disinfectant in. I feel if you put it in right before you vacuum, you're wasting it.
Okay.
Because you're going to be pouring it out as soon as you're done cleaning. So what I do at my house is I let it run as an air cleaner all the time. And then on cleaning day, I already got disinfectant in there because there's water in there because it's been running. I plug the hose in, I vacuum the house, change the water, put fresh disinfectant, and I turn it back on high for a couple minutes just to make the whole house smell like the hospital. Think about cat hair. Have you ever been in a house and you feel like you got cat hair in your mouth?
Or all on your face?
It happens to me in my sinuses. As soon as I smell the cat hair and the pet dander on a cat, my sinuses close down and I sound like a telephone operator because I feel like I got my nose plugged because I can't breathe out my nose. But this is what went through the pads and would have gone back out into the air that you all are breathing. Because filters leak dust. That's why your ductwork gets dirty.
You don't use filters, you use water.
We use water. That way no dust goes back out. So even though your brushes move every direction. So, if you watch here, I didn't move it. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't move it. Okay, so we're going to put another filter in here.
And this is after I clean this rug twice.
So if you pull this up, you're going to see a bunch of sand and dirt. This is really nice fluffy hair. It's not fumigating themselves because they're not sucking in any of the dust. And you'll actually find where you'll have more time for golf or fun things, because you won't have to clean as much because you got rid of the dirt. Instead of relocating the dirt, you eliminate the dirt. You'll watch that the pattern of the carpet will come back It'll put all the squiggly lines back in the carpet. See right here, Daisy's in the clear right now. I don't see short stubby hair. I only see this long flowing. Now, if you add, hear the filter? Hear how loud it is?
Yeah.
Because it's clogged. So this thing is totally clogged.
Oh my
And
gosh.
look what just came out. This is what you're sleeping with.
Oh my gosh.
When you guys walk across here at night to get in bed, this is what you're breathing in because you stir this all up.
It's in the bed.
She can't wait to get to the bed.
Yeah, that little mini vacuum.
And you hear it. I cannot believe that.
Isn't that amazing? And when I go into houses, this is
that's
all
all
the
good.
time. This is all the time. I start pulling this and people go,
Even
whoa,
non-rental homes, you know.
no matter where you are. You feel this is gonna feel like powder.
Yeah.
That's our dead skin. That is what's gonna trigger any allergies that you have. So we've taken a lot of the hair off. Here it go high. And that's because the dander clogs it instantly. And look, it's all powdery.
Wow. Yeah.
So we wonder why the dogs snort, or why they have a little asthma issue, or why they don't feel good. Remember, in an ounce of dirt, there's 99 million to 11 billion particles of bacteria. And when you're running a vacuum, you're blowing this up in the air. This is what gets on the ceiling fan. It gets all over our house, but this is what you suck in your lungs at the same time. So you got to get rid of the dirt before you shampoo the carpet. If you shampoo right now, you just made mud. That lady up here.
Oh, look, that's getting a lot dirtier.
Because it's a
watched
flat
it.
surface. Oh, it's Daisy hair. You guys are in the clear. It's the short girl's hair.
Dixie.
Dixie. It's her hair. It's a short girl's hair.
This is my side of the bed, Tina, so don't make me look too bad.
Well, you'll see that if you've only... Attack!
Calm down, kids.
Okay, so that's not bad because it's only a little bit of
All right,
dust. But
it's
hold
not
on, you
it's
feel
not
better,
too
right?
bad. Well, I'm gonna blame this on the dogs because they stay on my side some.
Is it Daisy? I only know one of them's named Daisy.
Daisy and Diego are on the bed. All right, now we're gonna do the actual matches.
Wait, one of them had a snarl garl there. So your
Ooh,
mattress
look
is
at that.
This is not as nasty as I usually see, and I want to tell you why.
Okay.
This cover, not your cover. Yours has it too. See how it's got the plastic under it?
Yeah.
The plastic really does keep the dirt from going through, but a lot of people don't like it because it makes them sweat.
Hot. Yeah.
Okay?
Well, this is supposed to be bamboo on top, and I was.
Okay, if it's bamboo, just don't wash it in hot water and dry it on air dry. Otherwise,
Okay.
if you wash it in hot water, it'll do something to the bamboo, and the dryer dries that bamboo out. So I believe in bamboo sheets because they kill dust mites. But you gotta wash them a certain way or else you'll kill the bamboo. You're gonna have a lot more power to go down in these grout lines and grab stuff.
Daisy doesn't mind it at all.
sideways and go right over and do baseboards.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way you don't have to change. You'll notice you can go right up to the corners. And it's just gonna take stuff out of your floor. Because people to take this kind of stuff and vacuum it, because it's just gonna take the dust.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just gonna take the dust out. Uh-oh, it's your color right now, girlfriend. You might wanna hide. Is that Daisy?
Daisy, yeah.
Daisy, listen, this looks like it's your color, girlfriend.
Is that yours?
So that is on that filter. You'll see right in this area where lots of dead skin will end up. That's just going to be dead skin powder.
Ew.
Now, because everybody's head
Can I see the bottom of that, what it looks like when it's going? And then turn it off? The mopper.
Okay, so the big thing about mopping is being able to suck the dirt up and out, or your dirty mop water. When people think about mopping, I always ask them, how come the area you clean the most is the dirtiest? Which is your grout lines. You clean them all the time, and they're dirty, non-stop. And it's because of the way we clean. You got to think about it just like here. If these were grout lines, I'm going to take the mop, and right now all the dirt just pushed down in those grout lines as soon as I went over it. What the Rainbow does differently is it sucks that dirty mop water up and out. So we actually have two different brushes that go with our mopping system. And our scrub brush goes down in the grout lines and removes the dirty mop water. And then when you mop, you suck it all up. Terrific. Because this, now you empty this outside in the yard, because that's where the dirt goes. If you look at the stuff on top, that's your dead skin, or the dog's dead skin. It's a powder, so it lays on the top. The power nozzles, the mini vacuums, everything has a 10-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Our office in Port Charlotte and Fort Myers, we give you an extra 15-year extended warranty on the motor, okay? Because there's nothing that you can do to hurt it. As long as you're not vacuuming up straight drywall dust, you can't hurt the Rainbow, because all the dirt's going in water. So my name is Tina, and it's Rainbow Vacuums. We do have our main factory is in Cadillac, Michigan, and they've been there for 96 years. They make one product. They're made 100% in the US, so there's no foreign parts. We don't have things being tied up in shipping containers. They can contact our factory in Michigan, or they can call us. We have an office in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte. My number is 239-989-2856. You can go online to rainbowsystem.com and request a presentation. They'll give you one of our free air purifiers just to demonstrate the big Rainbow, and there's no obligation to buy the big Rainbow. You can if you want.